Hey, folks! And a very warm welcome to the 1775 Whisky Passport, coming live to you here from the Market Grill in the centre of the universe, White Craigs. Hope everybody's keeping safe and well, and tonight's our very special edition. It's the Father's Day one!
Sunday,
Yay! So, of course, we're beaming live to you, high-tech stuff. We're on Facebook, we're on YouTube, we're on
the website,
we're on the Saltire Facebook, we're on Simple Office Facebook, and we're also on the Market Grill Facebook. We know that anyway. Well, that's what Gregor tells me.
I just get told now.
To the left, we've got Neil Forbes, aka Tatty Peel.
Evening,
Tatty Peel. And then up the back there, we've got Gregor, the great technician.
Evening.
Nanu. And then, of course, we've got Gregor's internships that are working away in the background, taking pictures, making cups of coffee, and doing all the little pokey things that we need done.
Did you kick your cup earlier, Graham? That's what I looked in there. I thought
No. I've still got a bit of coffee there. And obviously, collectively, we are making the whiskey world a smaller place, Neil.
Yeah, right. Absolutely.
So please check in, share, like, and even put a wee message, compliment, well, hopefully it's a compliment, onto the Facebook, a little referral, and help other people join us and enjoy themselves.
Absolutely.
You know? Neil, quickly, briefly, what have we got in store tonight?
Oh, in store tonight, yeah, we've got three quite nice ones, actually, quite different. We've got Bendu from Speyside, which is a black whisky, so we'll have a nice wee look at that to start with. And Glenmorangie Nectar D'Or, another very unusual one. I've not tasted any of the two of them before. And we'll finish with a wonderful Talisker Storm. Absolutely fantastic. So really, I'm looking forward to that. And I think I'll have my marks made already. They'll need to be good to beat Talisker Storm, the first two.
That sounds good. I don't think I've had the Talisker Storm for a while, but every week we've been having some crackers at the end. Yeah. So anybody that doesn't like a peaty one has certainly been getting their taste buds tantalised and changed.
Gently try to break them in.
Yes, very good. But hopefully you are all not suffering too much out there, folks, with the notice the other day that the beer gardens weren't going to get opened, which was a bit of a shock to everybody. Neil knows how hard we've been working here. We were getting a beer garden ready. We've been making tables and chairs. Darren, a couple of the regulars have been helping out, and we've been getting the pub ready so it was safe and secure for everybody to come back to. But no avail. So anyway, at least we'll be ready in a couple of weeks' time to welcome you here, you know. Couple of wee bits and bobs. What are we wanting people to do tonight with us? Ask
questions.
Yep.
Check in.
Yep.
Give us some questions. Tell us how we're getting on. What they like the best. What they don't like about whiskies. Just any information that people, as you're drinking them with us, just any observations you make. It's nice to get some feedback as well. Absolutely. Exactly.
So you can text my phone. It's up on the screen. You can put comments here, or you can even phone in, and it's £1,000 a minute to make a phone call, or it's if you buy us a free dram at the general meeting, the board meeting, you can get a free phone call. You know?
If you buy the dram, that can actually reverse the charges.
Yes, absolutely. Good shout. And the first timers, Neil. We have a rake of first-timers on tonight, right. Yes. Scott Watson was on for the first time. That's the chap that imports the whiskey barrels. Okay. So I think Gordon Brown knows him as well. Callum Tate up there in sunny Pennycook. Kenny, the handyman tailor and driver, he cracked open his wallet for the first time in 10 years and purchased a set of whiskey today.
What, with pound notes?
I scold Scottish. Pound notes. Scotty to Hottie Peoples. We've got Victoria, Richard, we've got Bill, we've got another Richard, we've got Ashley, and we've got Donald, all dialing in for the first time. Not forgetting our friend over in Largs there, Alan, and in Callum down in Trinent. So, very welcome to you, and we appreciate it.
Callum Innes with the hairstyle.
Is it? That's the one, hi.
Callum's here, so we didn't hear just a bit now, yeah.
Good. Yeah. Is that? I'm not. That's it. Oh, folk are jumping up in front of me. Anyway, any birthdays this week that we know of, folks?
No, my birthday, no, I don't know.
So no important. None of our birthdays.
Just Father's Day.
Yeah. Father's Day, which is an important day, important today. So tell us, Neil, how's your week been? Anything that you need to share with us?
Just the usual, just been working away. Had some good contact with White Mackay.
All right, yeah.
Whisky brand. They have Jura, Fetter Cairn, Dalmore, and Camnavullin. No, Tam the Villain.
All right.
They didn't have Auchentoshan, Graham. It's Tam the Villain.
Who has Auchentoshan?
I can't remember.
It's triple distilled. That's what we
triple
know.
distilled. It's the Irish version. Yeah, no, they have Tam the Villain.
Right.
Is the other one, yeah. So, yeah, we had a good chat with them, and hopefully they're coming on board with us for the launch on the 1st of September. So it'll be quite interesting, yeah.
That's exciting. Good shout on that. It's McCallum that's got Auchentoshan. That's what I'm thinking of.
That's why Graham does introductions and doesn't talk about whisky.
Oh, then he asks me. I just drink the stuff and look good, as you know.
Well, I'm not sure what to say, but they look good.
Anyway, right. No. I'm going to scoot on here. So we're just about to get to the juicy bit now, where Neil can take over and give you all the tasty stuff. But of course, you know that we've invested in the NASA-designed robotic arm, and this week to activate it, it doesn't go a whoop whoop and it's a clap, but it's a woof woof. So let's try it, Neil. Let's hear a woof woof.
Woof.
Let's try it again. Woof woof. Yay! Well done, Neil. Good job. Right, take it away. Yes, Sputnik.
It's just getting worse every week. Okay, folks, the first one we're going to try today is Bendu. As you can see here, it's black. They do add colour into this. They have admitted recently they do put some colour into it.
It's some fake tan.
It's some fake tan, as you call it. It's Speyside. It's just in a wee village just outside Kingassy, Drumgoish, I think it's called. It's been about for a long time. It's a Spey whisky. The brand is the producer's Spey. So they've done this. Bendu is Gaelic for Black Mountain. Black Mountain just outside Aviemore there. I can't remember what they call it. Black Mountain something behind it. So that's what we're going to try. It's a Speyside. I haven't tried it before. When I saw it online, I thought we must try this. I'm sure it was an Oban Black. When I looked at Glenkinchie, they had an old Oban Black in there. It was quite amazing. So we're going to try that tonight. So get the balls cracked open. I've got a wee 50 mils, the same as yourself here. A bad habit of even nosing before I get
Callum Tate's shouting happy Father's Day to his dad and father-in-law Roddy up there. Hope you're enjoying your drams. Thank you, Pete. You're hearty when you laugh, eh?
Yeah, absolutely. So as we've described in the past, we identify by colour. Now this goes against the grain of absolutely everything, and that's what's fantastic about single malt whisky. It's just so diverse. New things coming in all the time, and this is really going to catch us out, I would guess. I did know something we were bottling it the other day there.
That's right.
I had a wee nose at it, but it's not much. But so the colour's really not going to tell us anything. It's actually done in Ruby Port casks. Ruby Port from Oporto, I think it is actually. So it's a real dark port they use, the cask of that, which really darkens the colour of it. So I'm not quite sure if it's bourbon mature to start with. I don't think it will be, because it looks as if it will be just purely in the ruby casks. Probably in bourbon to get the vanilla. We don't know. They don't divulge that to us. So how we look at it, really doesn't tell us anything other than it's not bourbon mature from there. So look at the legs on it. Legs are fairly quick coming down there.
You know that's my favourite bit.
Quite delicate, just dropping down nicely there. That gives an indication. We've not got our flavour mark. We've got the bigger version of the regions now, but we'll get a flavour mark coming up shortly. Hopefully that size.
We'll hit the button and we'll activate the flavour mark somewhere.
It'll drop down somewhere, I'm sure. So we don't know where it's going to sit actually in here until we have a nose, so we take it to the nose. Absolutely no smoke in that whatsoever. So even though the legs are right, this is quite a tricky one for you to plot in the mark, to be honest with you, because the legs are pretty delicate, so it's going to take us over to the delicate side. But the richness of the nose is telling us of the port. So it will probably sit on the halfway line coming down from the centre down to the delicate.
Oh, look what I found, Neil.
Oh, thanks. So
woof, woof. That's without shouting. Now, let's get it the right way up this week.
So we've got the light, rich, delicate. So there's no smoke here. There's the halfway lines as we talk. So I'm thinking it'll sit somewhere about here. Maybe even just over to the rich side a wee bit, and just with the legs and the thickness of it is quite oily. But on the nose, it's just absolutely wonderful. Wow. I
didn't want to pass comment that the rich side's there and the light's there, because the light's got no much money in the wallet.
It should be the rich and poor side then, is it? Yeah. On the nose, it's caramel, absolutely wonderful caramel. Yeah, really, really strong. Chocolatey, dark chocolate. It's almost like a Boneville. Raisins. It's almost like not burnt toast, but toast bready sort of toasty sort of flavour.
Michael Kelman's just passing comment how the biodegradable foam that goes in the packaging tastes well and goes well with this.
Oh, that was the first David in there. Yeah, that's a different story. Enjoy it, Michael, then, yeah.
Yeah, pork chops in now. Say hello to pork chop.
Hello, pork chops. Nice short there, we getting on, pal. So, yeah, on the nose, it's got caramel, toffee, chocolate, raisins. As I say, it's a bit like toast. You get a wee hint of the bread, sort of burnt bread.
What about old coffee?
Yeah, you could call it
Brown
coffee.
Sugar,
Obviously. Well, I think that's covered in the chocolate, actually.
Yeah.
As I say, it's like Bourneville. Yeah, absolutely. But let's have a wee taste of it. I'm looking forward to this. Well, I like that. That's dried fruit, quite velvety. A wee hint of vanilla on the taste here. I think it's drier in the honey, Graham. Caramel, definitely. Not so much the toffee this time, it's the caramel. They go back to the nose, it's toffee.
Really? As you say, it's interesting with the taste.
It's dried fruit.
Yeah, dried fruit.
I quite like that, yeah. It's actually very pleasant, and the sweetness, just on the finish, it's quite a short finish. But now I'm getting the caramel, the toffee just coming out here, a wee bit of chocolate, just at the front of the tongue. The longer it sits on the tongue and the palate there, the sweeter it actually comes. I'm actually enjoying it.
Yeah, I'm enjoying it. I'm thinking that's a cracker. I've actually been up to the distillery just outside Aviemore.
Yeah, it's just short of Aviemore, yeah.
But they also do the Thunder in the Glen version of this as well, which is limited edition.
It's not open to the public though. There's no visitor centre.
No.
We've driven past it 100 times. You didn't see it. But it doesn't even lighten it. Just a couple of drops of water. I didn't put water in yours, Graham.
That's very kind of you.
Yeah, absolutely. But taking it back to the nose, it just softens it. Absolutely. Oh, that's lovely.
Yeah.
Again, the toastiness is gone. Vanilla, dried fruit, caramel. It's all sort of the sweetness. It's almost like they've used molasses in it, like you get a rum, but there's no. It's a single malt whisky, so it's only water, yeast, and barley. And they do admit to putting a little bit of colour in just to get the darker.
Or fake tan.
Fake tan, yeah, we call it that.
When you look at the dark, you think of Guinness, don't you? Or you think of a strong, powerful red wine, but it's definitely not. Brian Johnston's liking that. Oh,
well, water, that's absolutely amazing. That is a great whisky. I love that. Dried fruit, a wee bit. Fresh fruit, it's not apples, it's a difficult one to pull out, that one.
Everybody's liking that.
Yeah, sultanas, a bit sultanas, grapes. Gordon's got a question. 2 seconds, Gordon.
Yeah.
The caramel, the sweetness, I think that is a fantastic finish. The finish on it is a bit longer with the water, unusually. And you get the chocolate coming through now, the toffee, the sweetness again without the water. Yeah. But you get more of that, and it's actually quite delayed coming through. But that certainly gets my pass. I am impressed with that one.
I was just waiting for the moment. Gordon Brown was asking a question there. Our friend that runs about up the street there in his mankini. Mankini up in Gore
Budgie smugglers.
Yes.
Oh, in Gore Bright, all right.
So, Neil, what was your the first dram that you can mind of having when you were younger, if you can remember that far back?
You probably got you into whiskey. Again, in these days, single malt just wasn't drunk. Really, that's the old Gordon, unfortunately. I would have to say, if it was a single malt, it would be a Glenfiddich. I'm pretty sure, because that was, I'm sure, if I remember correctly, David Brown will be able to ken better than that. He looks older than me. Sorry, David. I would say it would be a Glenfiddich, Gordon. It would be the first one. When I started drinking officially, so we're only talking about 18-year-old in McMurray Club. We're just talking about the other day, I think, with Davey as well. About the black bottle, the blended whisky. But I'd probably say my first real dram like that was aware of black bottle, and it was a single malt. It would definitely be a Glenfiddich. I'm not sure on that. That was all that was available. Glenmorangie, which was posh.
The posh stuff.
Glenfiddich was the standard. But so hopefully that answers your question, Gordon. I'll go back to the Bendu. I think it's fantastic. I really, really like that one.
It was a cracker. Everybody's saying that.
A real pleasant surprise.
Who was a surprise. We've got Dr. Briggs on from America. Scott Watson that I was talking about there gets the thumbs up for me. He gets the coffee. Tia Maria on the nose will tell your wife not to hold the glass in front of your nose then. And Michael Kelman, a new favourite. And
I like that. I'm actually liking that Tia Maria comment.
Aye.
And gets the chocolate and the coffee coming through,
And Monsieur Brown is enjoying his getting pepped up, and we're talking positively about him for once. His wife, he was going to throttle me in the car park yesterday because I was making some nice comments to his wife about him, and he says, I'm not hiring you for a PR agent. But his wife knows what he's like.
We'll try our best for you, David.
Yes.
Look after you.
So going back to that, is it the...
Oh, absolutely.
Or
absolutely.
is it...
Oh, it's a way up there.
So it's a seal of approval, folks.
Yeah.
Right, well done.
That's fabulous. A really, really nice drop. That. Good.
Right, next one. So what do we have to do?
Woof, woof, woof.
Did you see that? That's for the catch chase.
That takes about 7 minutes for that satellite to drop out.
Sputnik. Remember these days.
Right, I'll just move that out of my way a wee bit. Number 2 today. Now, I'm hoping I've picked this the right way, because just with the richness of that Bendu, when I had to look at it online and read some of the description about it, I thought it would be a great starter. But once I picked this one, it was after it, I thought, should I maybe change the order of them?
It was a gambit.
I decided to stick with my original order, and hopefully I'm going to be right with this. Glenmorangie Nectar d'Or. It's a special expression. I think it started in 2016, 2018 or something. It's fairly recent from Glenmorangie. And it's using wine casks.
That's our pal up the road there in Coosland. Dr. Bill, who tunes in.
Bill.
Dr. Bill tunes in. See, we know them all on this channel. They all dial in every week.
I forget. I'm looking forward to this one. Again, I've had a nose of it, and it was really, really honey on the nose. I remember that sort of fairly quickly, so it'll come to me. But it's a Sauternes cask finish. It's Sauternes is a very sweet French wine.
Mais oui.
Yeah, absolutely. Jean-Claude.
Oh, we all know him, don't we, Mr. Over there in Fife?
So, yes. It's American bourbon oak cask. It looks lovely. It's certainly nosed. Excellent. Glenmorangie it's a great brand. It's like Glenfiddich. It's been about forever. As I will say, that's from mid-80s or thereabouts, or earlier in the mid-80s, rather, I should put it that way. Glenmorangie standard, I think it was a 10-year-old with the yellow label. And Glenfiddich was all you would get. You know, that was
absolutely.
Your single malts, and particularly in the international market, it was that's all you could get from there. I'll give you a wee drop extra.
You're so generous. Yes, Mr. Brown knows Jean-Claude very well. Jean-Luc, oui.
Your alter ego, yeah.
No, I don't know.
I've met him on a Friday morning.
I've not seen him for months.
I've not seen him for months.
I get one of the show ones.
That would be quite interesting.
That would be,
it'd be interesting. He turns up at B&I, Graham and I go to now and again on a Friday morning. So,
and he's a fruit critic. He's from France. But he's a magician as well from Las Vegas. Big screen guy.
Right, okay. Right, we've got to look at the colour of it. Lovely light and gold. It's not just the classic hay there, so a wee bit longer. The wine, the double maturation actually adds a bit colour to it. The sort of this wine, as I say, it's a sweet wine, so you're almost looking at a sherry-ish dessert wine, I would suspect. I've never tasted the wine myself, but certainly one absolute fantastic expression. I can't remember that there is a name for it. Edredor Du, or the did, with a it was a Madeira wine cask. It was an expression, double matured in Madeiran wine. It was absolutely stunning. So sweet, so soft, and the finish was so long for such a delicate whisky. And 20 minutes later, you were still actually sucking on an apple or something like that. It was,
what kind of apples?
It wasn't a green apple.
No green apples!
So it tells us it's darker, the straw colour. So it'd be either just toasted casks that sometimes I say, or generally sherry. But this is wine, so it doesn't go as dark as the sherry. Give it a wee roll in your glass.
And what are we looking for?
Look for the legs.
The legs.
No, your legs.
Right.
I have to tell you, folks, last week he was sitting there with a bloody pair of shorts on, and it was horrendous.
Oh,
after he got
he's
up again.
just jealous.
You're lucky you didn't get to see it, trust me.
That's it. Just talking about jealousy, Graham Gill's there dialed in, and he says a haircut's required.
Oh,
and it must be for you.
You must be
it's
talking to me. At the top it's fine, but
it's
the
getting in
back,
your eyes.
just about, I usually get a number 3 every 6 weeks. That's about 12 loads of weeks, something like that. It's starting to really let me. I've got to dry my hair in the morning
Is that
now.
sweet and sour pork or something like that?
Yeah, thanks for pointing that out to me.
Yes, cheers, Graham.
My daughter, if you're tuning in today, I'm allowed to come up to the house, I think, in the next few days. So
Is she a hairdresser?
No, but she cuts my grandson's hair just with the razors. So
easy peasy.
Just sit in the garden, maybe get that done. So there we go. We're talking about the legs here. The legs are a wee bit heavier. We don't know again if it's smoky or not. Glenmorangie generally is not peaty whisky, so you would guess it wouldn't be any smoky anyway. So Graham, can we have the flavour map up, please?
Yes, the rich and the poor. That's how we remember it. There we go.
So if anyone's having a wee nose out, we'll have a taste of it. I would say it's probably going to sit on the wrong side.
The bullseye.
Just off the bullseye, onto the bottom left, onto the light side, but certainly onto the delicate side, because the legs are pretty, they're coming away quickly now. They're pretty good. On the nose. Oh, Seco is good, yeah. Vanilla, buttery, the citrus, orange peel, yeah.
Oh.
In fact, unusual for the citrus in this one. Usually you get sort of orange and lemon, but there's a bit of lime coming out the back of that.
What's it?
I'll tell you, I used to think the Glenlussie had coconut in it. I would say there's a wee hint of coconut in that.
Certainly got the sweet.
Yeah, it's a sweet, dry, sweet sultanas. Slightly spiced, a wee bit nutmeg.
Shortbread.
There's no cinnamon, yeah.
Oat spice.
Shortbread, no, on the nose. I think on the nose. Maybe I'll come on there.
Maybe a wee
But yeah, a very nice nose, very sweet again. Yeah, they're maybe a bit too similar, these two. To rather go up the scale, and yeah, they were blind buys for me to just try. I wanted to try something different. I've never tried as well, and if I've never tried them, I haven't drunk a lot of whiskey over the years. Responsibly, I hasten to.
Absolutely, we've not even talked about that yet. You finish what's in your glass and don't consume it all in a one.
I do like to try different ones, and in particular for this, I think I'm hoping that people who are tuning in are similar to me. They want to learn a bit more about different whiskies, different expressions. So picking these different rarer expressions is worthwhile doing. And sometimes I'm not going to get it wrong, because I think it knows it's fantastic, and Ben Do is. I'll be buying a bottle of that, actually.
Absolutely.
I did like that.
Neil, I've got to say, from a publican's point of view, these whiskies you tend not to see every day in bars.
Yeah,
we're lucky down here at the market, but your run of the mills is just your basics. So trying these, this is what this show's all about.
Absolutely. So we've got what's going on in the nose again. So we've got a little taste.
Davy Pringle's just bounced in from Bonnerig there.
Vanilla. It's quite dry with the vanilla. It's really
Great. Aye.
Definitely coconut coming through now. Sultanas, coconut. Oh yeah, that's a wee bit spicy. Yeah, definitely nutmeg. What was it you suggested earlier on there?
I was just about to say, Jamie, we've got a question here. Two things. Jamie, it's his son Jack's birthday, so after
Jamie
this,
Dalrymple?
Jamie Thorne up in sunny Pennycook there. He's to make up building stuff after all these drams. So good luck. Question: I see that you both taste the whiskey straight, then retaste it with water.
Yeah.
Should we do the same? I always add a few drops before I taste.
Yeah, well, the idea of that, Jamie, is you're getting all the aromas before you add the water. So you get the nose, you get all the aromas, and in the taste, you get the harshness, and quite often that's why I always say I prefer it with water, because it always softens out, it opens the flavours, opens the oils, and it gives you a balance. A good word, Graham. For a poor man, that's an excellent word. I like that.
Not much money, but a lot of brains.
Then you add the water into it to open the flavours and give you your opinion, create your opinion from there. And they'll say, I prefer it with water. Not everyone does. You maybe go back. I know once you put water in it, it's maybe ruin it. But if you're sitting in the house having it, put an extra wee drop of whiskey in and take the water away.
Balanced up.
So that's what you do. You get all the proper aromas without the water. And when I do my whiskey tasting tours, we come here and we'll have Cullen's Kink, Haggis, Neeps and Tatties, and Clouted Dumpling, and we never take water in it, because you want all the flavours, the real heavier flavours of the whiskey to complement the food. So different ways of drinking it. You can drink it either way. As I always say, there's no right way and there's no wrong way to drink single malt whiskey. But that's why we taste it first.
Do you know what? You've just put a good point there. You said if you're in the house and you maybe got a little bit too much water in it, you can add whiskey. Maybe that's what my dad does, and maybe that's why I've not got any whiskey left. Because he just keeps on topping it up. There's too much water.
I've had some of the expensive ones. So yeah, we had the wee taste there. So it was really nice. It was a bit dry with the vanilla, but there's a bit butteriness in it that's coming through there. Slightly there, Sylvia, I'm sorry. That's better. But see, again, Jamie, hopefully if you're doing it, I would always recommend you do it both ways. Again, that's how you pick your preference.
Yes, absolutely.
So once I think it's just a lot softer. The butter is coming through. Lime, coconut, orange.
He enjoys it both ways. He said.
Sweet, yeah, absolutely. It's lovely. I think it just softens it. I really do. I do believe it. Just some of them can be quite harsh, and this is where we talk about blended whiskey. As I always say, people all over the world think blended whiskey is the pure relation for single malt. It's not. Blended whiskey is made to suit the human palate. For this, you've got to acquire the taste for it, and it helps you acquire the taste. It makes it a bit more pleasant. Bearing in mind, the way back in the 15th, 16th century, until blended whiskey was really made, Escobar, as it was referred to then, was almost undrinkable. And that's why they created blended whiskey, because this was undrinkable up until a fairly recent time.
But 3 out of 4 bottles sold in the world are blended whiskies.
Yes, it can be more than that. I think it's still about 90%.
90% worldwide. And I think out of them, the large percentages are friend Johnny Walker.
Well, Johnny Walker Black Label is not just the largest selling whiskey in the world, I'm sure it's the largest selling alcoholic drink in the world, taking your beers out of it, so including wines, sherries, brandies, rums, whatever,
Spirit,
vodka even. I'm positive it's still the biggest. And there was a stat I was aware of at one time. Scotland sells more Johnny Walker Black Label, 12 times more Johnny Walker Black Label than France sells in brandy and cognac worldwide. And that one product. That was a Diageo fact. Now, where were we? We put water in. Yes. Put some water in. It just softens the nose. There's still the vanilla, buttery, lime, orange peel almost. Wee slight spice. It's almost like a grapey. You can almost say it's like grapes. And that's probably just the wine maturation coming through in it as well, I would suspect. I don't know. But on the palate, let's see. Spice hits you first. Certainly spice, cinnamon, dry fruit coming through now. Orange, marmalade, orange zest, orange peel.
Tatty peel.
I honestly think there's a wee touch of coconut there coming through, like the spices. You get that sort of dry coconut milk sort of feeling. You know what I mean?
I was thinking ginger snap biscuits. Do you get a bit of that?
Oh, you had him. You know what I mean?
Talking about ginger nuts. I didn't know where my ginger nuts are. Here, where's my technical thing?
Yeah, I think it's very nice. And Jamie, going back to you and your question, the Bendu considerably improved it with water, I think, in my opinion.
There's the ginger nuts, they got the ginger nuts. In case you... Oh, I see, they're not really the same. But
I think it's easier. It's better on the finish. It's a longer finish, and you get a bit more of the vanilla. The vanilla is not as dry. It's not as sharp. I always find it dry and sharp at the front of the tongue. But that's actually a very nice drop as well. I like that. Yeah.
Absolutely. I like that. Stuart Blakey's got a comment here. What's his comment? He's saying,
very nice.
To get the balance right, you need to practice. That's what he was saying there.
The balance of what?
Drinking all my whiskey. Tam Shields, hello to you just now, Dan. And Archie Thorburn, we've got a question for you, Archie. Oh. How's your whiskey tasting? Because he's not picked it up yet. I've been having it here all day long waiting on you. So...
I was too busy. I saw him on Facebook today on his smoker or something like that. Doing some rack of ribs
big
or something.
Smoking thing,
It's probably not ready yet. His rack of ribs are still ready. Yeah.
Yes.
But made a big mistake because your rack of ribs would have been great with the third one, actually. Talisker Storm, I think, would be great.
Maybe you could do that for us when we're going live, when we can have audiences back. Maybe you could come down, get the ribs and the Barbie for us, and everybody could join us. How's that sound? Plan.
I like that.
Another board meeting. Yes. Was it Michael Kilman? I have a little control, so this is just a warm up for the evening ahead. Oh, all 50 mils gone. Well done, my boy. Well done.
Is that the last 3 weeks, Michael, as well? At the same time, was it?
I remember he had to get the Securitas to take all his whiskey because there was so much money.
It was a wheelbarrow he had.
Yes, absolutely. And somebody should be in mastermind. I think that was me they're talking about.
All right, aye. That'll be me then, that's for sure.
No. Were we tasting anything else to do with that whiskey? Because I was going to ask you a question. Do you have any useless or useful facts for us this week?
Useful facts? Yeah.
See, mastermind.
Somebody actually referred to it, and I use it quite a lot with larger groups on corporate whisky tastings, because particularly the American market will always ask us what's the best whisky in the world. Is it Scotch whisky? Or even the Americans don't class bourbon as the best whisky. They always rate it because of the heritage between Irish and Scottish. And I obviously am biased and suggest it's Scottish, but I can always back it up because the address I give them is Jameson's whisky. I think is supposed to be one of the oldest, if not the oldest, in Ireland, but certainly the biggest selling. And I'm sure it's owned by Diageo now.
It is, it's got a various
obviously
range.
over the years. But John Jameson, who actually founded Jameson's whisky, is a Scotsman. He was actually born in the 1700s in Alloa, just outside Stirling. Yeah. I only found that within the last couple of years for sure, and I use that all the time. And the Americans then concede from there that they put a poorer quality of whisky over to the Irish, so they can. I hope there's any Irish on.
Well, I've got a joke about that, but I better know if there's any Irish on.
No, that's. I think it's an interesting fact. I wasn't aware of it until within the last 2 years that John Jameson was originally born, or was born in Alloa. Not originally, he was born in Alloa. I went over there, I think, middle-aged. Now, what was it? Was he an accountant? I read. Was he an accountant? Can't remember what he done some office job. Nothing related with whisky, but went over there to Dublin. He was middle-aged. He was in his 30s, 40s when he went over there and created Jameson's whisky. So I think on that count, we've got to say I've got Scotch whisky is far better.
Question here from Jeremy Blackwood. He says, is it true that an Irishman invented the toilet seat, but a Scotsman put a hole in it? That's the first one. And then he's asking if Powers is older than Jameson's whisky.
Is what older than Jameson's?
Powers. You know the other Irish whisky, Powers. He's asking.
Paddy Powers.
Right, brain time, guys. Get yourselves Googling.
I don't think Jameson's is the oldest in Ireland. I'm not quite sure. But I know it is up there. It's one of the oldest. They're all 1700s. They were actually making whiskies. A lot of whisky distilleries from the 1700s are gone now. There's only about 4 or 5 left.
I was going to say Bushmills, the one in Northern Ireland, is classed as the oldest distillery. I know that, but that's right. Let's not get into that. Aye, but
they were making it, but most of our distilleries came in the 19th century, the early 1800s from there. The 1700s ones are mostly gone, apart from Glenturn.
Because David Brown's going on about Bushmills, but
in fact, is Glenmorangie pre-1800? I'm sure it was 1793 or something. Glenmorangie was a brewery at one time in the early 1700s, and it was converted. I'm sure 1790 or thereabouts, before the turn of the century, it converted to a distillery. Couldn't tell you who it was, but anyway, some I think quite useful information. I'm sure it's just silly stuff like that. But I remember it. It comes up at the most amazing times. But
yes, but especially at 2 o'clock in the morning. And of course, Mikey boy's just dialed in from over there in Canada, eh?
Mikey, you should be out of quarantine now, Michael.
Yeah.
Hopefully, yeah.
And sunny Nova Scotia.
And your 3 drams that you ordered from us a few weeks ago still lying in Spain.
Oh, you're something to look forward to. Or we'll bring them over to you. How's that?
You'll get personal delivery.
Board meeting number 3 for you. Gordon Brown quickly, he says, if you wanted to go back and watch past online episodes, can you purchase previous tasting sets? So if there was, I think we've got a few. We don't have a lot, Gordon. There's a bit more complication into that, but if we can do it.
Yeah, I think we can do it, Gordon. To most people, maybe we give a wee discount, but to you,
as long as we've got them.
minimum, as long as we've got them.
Yes.
Just for your cheek. But no, seriously, Gordon. Yeah, I think some weeks we do have 1 or 2 spare slots. So yeah, if that's something, and particularly we were talking about it just last week, or this week there, just talking, because we do have some surplus stock to make sure we can supply everyone if we want some. And how we're going to address that now, it may be some live fiscutations once the bar opens, or it may be we can go back and do things, or we can do it. That's not a bad thought, is we could do, if someone wants to go back. And
they do that. And I was going to say, we actually ran out this week. We've got the last box that went, so that's actually a good sign. So what I would just say, I was going to say later on, if you could put your orders in as soon as you can, folks, we can then get everything prepped and ready to go out, because the mail has been causing us problems. I think with the virus, I was going to say this later on, but there's been packages that we've sent out with plenty of time and they've not arrived on time. So
one of them, Rich Anthony, and Richie's watching. Apparently, we have Glendronach 15-year-old now.
It's a beauty. I had one, but my dad finished it.
I thought it would be on the Buckfast or something like that. I'm sure you've been banned off the Buckfast, are you, Richie? Banned off the Buckfast for misbehaviour. But if you're on the Glendronach 15-year-old, that is absolutely fantastic. Way up there. I'll enjoy that.
Davy Pringle bought me a bottle as a gift, and my dad managed to consume it. But anyway, that's fine. That's what dads do, you know. An early Father's Day. Right, so what do we think?
Oh, yeah, good.
Come on, Neil. Seal of approval. Come on, folks.
Gregor's you helping.
Right, come on, guys. This is interactive. Right, Neil, if you were a whiskey, what would you be?
If I was a whiskey, what would it be? A brand of whiskey. Well, it would be a Balvenie, Balvenie Founders Reserve.
Yeah. You like your Balvenies? I'd be a Glenfarclas. I like the 40-year-old. I like what's the one we just talked about there?
No wonder he's poor, a Glenfarclas 40-year-old.
Well, I'm waiting for my dad to buy that for Son's Day. Yes.
Son's Day.
And what was the other one we liked? What's the one we just talked about? The 15-year-old.
The Glendronach?
Aye.
The batch sheet a couple of weeks ago. That was nice. I like
Glendronach.
And I keep going back to that Glendronach 18 invitation here. It was 18 years in the sherry cask. No in bourbon at all. It was stunning. Absolutely stunning. Yeah,
it was lovely. So that was just another seal of approval. Well done, guys. Keep the questions coming. There's some good ones there. Now it's back over to you to shout the...
Woof, 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 woof.
There you go. See, bringing the house down. Right.
Bringing the house down. The satellite took a bit longer. They wanted to talk longer, Graham, so the satellite got round the world that time.
There we go. Bushmills is made with Scottish water pumped through the Giant's Causeway.
Is that Gordon Brown, is it?
No. I was... I'm going to go back to the beginning. Jimmy Thorne's father-in-law. That's who it is. I knew it was. I couldn't get the name there. That's it. Doug Stephen, that's it. Anyway,
that's a good choice, Doug. Talisker Storm, Talisker Storm. I like the dark Storm because it is double matured, the bourbon and the sherry. This is slightly lighter. It's a bit darker than the standard 10-year-old. But what to do with this is actually, remember last week, what one did we have? It was the Balvenie American Toasted Oak.
Yeah, that was.
So what they do is they go deeper into the wood and the toasting and the burning of the wood. So they refer to it as toasting, which gives you a darker colour and a wee bit smokiness and a bit sort of character into it, and it's fantastic. I was going to open a bottle again, but this is extra.
Here's one I prepared earlier for you. Let me help you.
Yes, thank you.
Let me be generous.
So Talisker is now owned by Diageo. It dates back to 1830. Thanks, Graham. It's at Carbost. I remember that this time was the first one we done the Talisker Sky. I couldn't remember the village on the northwest side of Skye. It's a nice whisky. I think again it could be classed as almost an introduction to the Islay whiskies. It's not quite as peaty as the Islay. There's a lot of fruits come through in most of them. Cowlila. No, it was Tuesday we done Cowlila. Sorry, we done a Rotary one on Tuesday this week as well for charity whisky tasting. I'm forgetting who it was. It was Cowlila Mock we done on Tuesday.
Yes.
But we done Cowlila Mock on the 9th of May.
Couple of
weeks ago. So and that's a nice introduction to Islay, and I would say Talisker's off that level, maybe even slightly less PPMs, parts per million or feel, to introduce you. So when you start enjoying the Talisker, you can then start getting yourself into an Islay. So look at the colour. As I say, I know it's toasted, but it's certainly influence of not just the standard bourbon cask. You see the colour of it. Yeah. Give it a wee roll on the side.
And what are we looking for?
The legs. The legs. Yeah. Legs are a bit slower here, so Talisker is pretty small pop stalls, and it's relative to the pop stalls as well. Remember,
right?
I was talking about the natural oils
created
during the fermentation. and through the distillation as it's boiling up, natural oils in the wash, as it was, the original coming out the wash tubs, is alcohol. The higher the pot still, bigger the pot stills, the more the less oils will get out. And just talk about big pot stills, another interesting fact today. I want to go back to Glenkinchie. Glenkinchie has, even though it's the lightest, one of the lightest and delicates, it actually is the largest pot still in the whole of the whisky industry in Scotland. The first, the wash still in Glenkinchie. And I just found out today, Adam Christie will not be watching this. Adam Christie, I think Adam's the 4th generation of Christies who worked at Glenkinchie. His son Sean is still there. Adam, originally from that area, he just retired today after 30 years working at Glenkinchie. So, knowledgeable man. As I said on Facebook today, must have the best shoulder. He's carried Mike Casey for 29 years, and Mike will be watching this.
That's why he's got a sore back, eh?
Mike's going to take over for him. No, fair way. We've got to have a nose at the Talisker. So we've looked at the legs. We want to plot it there, and we'll plot it a bit.
Okay.
We'll need to have a nose first, so we take it to the nose. You'll get the smoke in this. So you're coming up to the upper echelons of the halfway line here towards the smoky and rich with the toasting from there. So yeah, we'll need to try and plot some of them in a bigger map.
Yeah, we're going to try and get this a bit more.
So back to the nose, we've got the smoke, salty. Yeah, Talisker's always salty. A bit heat, honey. The heat's chilly. It's a bit spicy. I think it's like a dried chili. If you sniff a dried chili, if I'm into that as well. Chili heaven. You get the sweetness coming through there. There's a bit apple.
Are we echoing, guys? Jeremy Blackwood's bounced in from the States saying we're echoing. Anybody else hearing that?
No.
Maybe it's because you've got 2 cans stuck to your head, slurping the beer.
A bit honey coming through there. Yeah, a bit honey, sweetness coming through now. That's a really nice nose. And the peatiness is, there can't be much ppms in that. I don't think.
Where is it? Have you got the box? Maybe I
would sit maybe about 20, 30.
I think the box is down at your side then there.
Yeah, that's okay. No, it's 5.8%. No.
Let's see if we can
it's fine. So we've got a lovely taste of it.
I'm sure somebody will bounce in a minute and tell us anyway. They're good at that.
Somebody can Google it.
Yeah, somebody will spill
on the nose. It's very soft off the pea, but the first thing that hits you is the smokiness, burnt wood. Remember, I was describing it as having a wooden fire outside and pouring some water on it and just having a sniff of that sort of thing. It's it's chilly, salty. There's a bit of apples in that, a bit green apples coming through there.
Green apples!
I think it's the saltiness and the bitterness coming through. It's almost like a bittersweet. It's a beautiful dram, a real nice dram. Lots coming through in that one. And again, it's not as intense as that ale on the peat. The smoke. I would probably say 20, 25 ppms, if that, on the peatiness. It's really, really tasty.
Yeah.
And the good thing about it is you're getting the fruitiness, you're getting the burnt wood. It's not the heavy phenols, and you can actually see the oil separating just as I.
All right. Yeah. Let me have a wee.
Yeah, it's nice.
Let me see. Brian Johnston's trying to communicate with us. Oh, you can see that. Very good. Let me get my nuts off the table there then.
Yeah. Back on the palate. Wow, that's fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. The honey is the first thing that hits you, where it was the salt before. You've got a touch of water and you get the sweetness. Now the salt's coming through to me. Honey, the chilli. Yeah, it's like a chilli, dry chilli. Spicy coming through. Cinnamon even. Well, that's I like a Talisker Storm, so I think that's fantastic. Yeah.
You can go wrong with
finish is it's a medium finish, not a long finish. Now, as we're still talking, I'm still licking my lips here. It's still there, and it's getting sweeter and sweeter as it goes on.
It's still
there's certainly sweetness coming through there. Oh, that's great.
No, that's lovely.
I don't think you have to ask if that gets the seal of approval.
That's it. I didn't hear anybody else giving the seal of approval. Richard from Henry, he sent me a little clip for a seal going last week.
Why would you need a clip out of a seal when I've got you?
I was hoping it was to train you to show you how to do it. That's it. Anyway, right. So,
do you want the views, the opinions before?
Yeah, let's go and have a wee shift there, guys. 1, 2, or 3. Just pop it in. Yeah.
My opinion, I do like a Talisker Storm, but I'm actually going to say Ben Dhu is my favourite tonight.
Surprise! Absolutely.
Yeah, I'm pleasant surprise with it. I thought it was a great sweet. chocolatey. Yeah, somebody mentioned Tia Maria. Yeah, when you think about that.
A curveball, definitely.
Not as sweet as a Tia Maria. And I think it just pips the Talisker Storm. Just pips it. But not far away in the third place is definitely the Nectar d'Or from Glenmorangie. The first two were pretty similar on nose, pretty similar on palate. Finish was different. Nectar d'Or was a wee bit longer, sweeter finish, a drier finish. But no, 1-3-2 is my opinion today. But very close shout. They're all actually very, very good.
Very tasty. I'm just getting a bit of information here. Brian Johnston, our good friend in the Rotary, heads up next Friday is the 26th. But on the Passport website, it's the 29th. So I think you all know what we mean anyway. It's that satellite Sputnik causing problems. I'm sure we'll be getting it.
I didn't even get to log into the website. No, my fault.
That's a nanu issue. Right, so it's
right.
So it's now Director's Dram.
I think maybe you're looking at the 2017 calendar though, is it?
He's to save the money. Okay, it's the bell now. The special dram that we surprised the old Patty Peel with. This is where he gets his brain into gear. And let's have a wee shifty, see what you can come up with.
And Skewer, Diageo, Flora and Fauna. You know, I thought we've made a mistake there because I thought Ben Linnis was on, but Ben Linnis is next week. Yeah, just when I saw the Skewer there, I thought, it's a Speyside owned by Diageo. It's one of the Flora and Fauna. And it's not an open distillery, it's not open to the public. And I'm sure Blair Athol in this is the main ingredient for Bell's. Inchgower, Blair Athol.
I know Blair Athol. Yeah, you're probably...
That's the main ingredient for that. So we'll need to open it, Graham.
That's it. Just a quickly one, just to answer young Callum up there in sunny Pennycook. Ben Do, he liked it. The darker coloured, what causes it? That's a good question. I don't know if you mentioned it. To do with it.
At first they used to deny, and some of the ones that are black like that, they deny putting colour in. But it'll just be a food colouring, just to do it. Which it doesn't impact on the flavour or the character or anything like that. It's purely a colouring.
I thought it was the charcoal in the...
It'll take it a lot darker, but I don't think it would naturally get to that colour. I mean, that is... But you look at the 18 years, the Glendronach 18-year-old, and I'm sure once in the near future, another classic of mine... Diageo's Flora and Fauna, Dalhuin. That's 16 years sherry mature. The Glendronach's really dark, but that's black. So I would need to suspect there is a food colouring into that. And it'll only be food colouring without any flavour. It doesn't impact on anything to do with it.
I had thought they had charcoaled it, but that's a good one. No. Louise is saying 3-2-1. That's the one she liked.
Louise Roberts.
Go! And then Neil McIver, 2-3-1. He liked that one there. Let's see if anybody... Scott Watson was 1-3-2.
Oh,
Alan there, 1-2-3. Buying number one for sure. Well, I think we've actually got a bottle here that you could probably buy if you want, mate. Michael Kelman, 1-3-2. Scotty Tahoti Peebles, number 2. He liked that, obviously. And let's see. And Stephen Johnston, 1-3-2 for him. Good guys, excellent.
You guys are expert in Whisky. 1-3-2, I was right. I would say that was the biggest one. But yeah, as you can see, people like the first one. A lot of people preferred the second one. A lot preferred the third one. It's in the interest of Louise Roberts because quite normal. It's unusual for a woman to go for the peatier, the smoky ones, because of the palate. They like the shorter finish because their tongues are sharper than ours. No yours, Louise.
Who do you want that spade? You're just going to get yourself stuck in a hole there.
I'll see you online on Tuesday morning, Louise.
Right. Okay.
So we've got to have a look at the Inchgower. You can see it. So you can see the bottle there. It's really pale straw coloured. So it's telling us right away. It's only bourbon. It could be first fill bourbon. It's a 14-year-old actually. I didn't realise it was 14-year-old. As I say, Flora Fauna is a specific range from Diageo. They're generally used in their blends, which would be Johnny Walker range, and Bell's is the two big ones they do. So it's all these distilleries in Speyside which are not open to the public.
Yeah,
and they produce millions of gallons. They're bigger than most of your Glenmorangies, your standard. Distilleries will probably just produce as much spirit as that because it all goes into the blend. What we're talking about is the blend accounts for, I think it's about 90% of worldwide sales. So we look at the legs of it, very, very quick, very, very sharp. We'll get it quickly because I think
we're getting past them with time. Ted liked 3-2-1, and then Dick out there liked 2-1-3.
I see there's a few like Glenmorangie, which it was a great whisky, but they were very close for me this week. The legs are very quick, very light, very delicate. You can see that in the pale straw colour. It's not going to be over to the rich side. It's very light.
Yep.
Or very poor in Graham's case.
Poor.
But we don't know if it's smoky or delicate, so we need to have a nose at it. And right away, all you get is fruit there. It's not smoky, so it's coming down. Sorry, Graham. And Inchgower sits way down on the map here, well down into the corner. And again, you can learn that just by looking at it and nosing it. So on the nose, very citrusy. And you'll be delighted to know, Graham.
Green apples!
Lots of green apples. Yeah, it is citrus. It's lemony. And the citrus for me, green apples, hay, straw, whatever you want to call it, and that reflects in the colour. Actually, very nice nose. A bit light, delicate.
Compared to the other ones, it's
I hope I can still taste it now after the Talisker.
Blazing.
Well, that's nice.
It is pleasant, absolutely. I certainly consumed it before I had the Talisker. You're right, but it's
almost like lemon sherbet, zesty, sort of vanilla, citrus. Certainly the citrus is lemon there, no orange, no lime. No much more. Very strawy, very hay, grassy. Whereas Glenkinchie, 12-year-old's got the cut grass. I would just say it's not cut grass. It's just like a very light grass, straw, bale straw. Actually, very tasty though. Even after a Talisker storm, you just got a wee drop it.
That's it. Cheers, TP.
Just let it go round. And you're supposed to nose it first, Graham.
I did.
Did you?
I'm just watching the time for everybody.
Okay.
Jamie Thorne's got to make up his kids' stuff for his birthday. And
on the nose again. You lose the citrus, you lose the hay. There's not very much a nose in it out with. A wee bit of apple, a wee bit of citrus, but no much.
Louise is saying 4, 3, 2, 1.
Oh, that is nice. That is very sweet. That's really delicate, very light, lemony, apple-y, vanilla. And the vanilla, even at a 14-year-old, the vanilla is not dry, as I say. I think longer it's in the bourbon cask, the vanilla becomes very dry. That's actually... Do
you know what I was going to say might be nice with that? That might be a nice starter's dram before the set kicks off next week. So if you want to have a wee whiskey before you get going.
Yeah, it's certainly not to be drunk after a Talisker or a Peterwood. It impacts on that a wee bit, but I think it's really light, really delicate, citrusy. In fact, there's a wee bit of ginger coming through in it now.
Oh, get the nuts back, ginger nuts.
That's really nice.
That's very pleasant, absolutely.
It's certainly all the flora and fauna range of Diageo are really good. And the good thing about them, they're not expensive whiskies. I think that's about £40-50 a bottle. Thereabouts. You can only buy them in distilleries. You can only buy them in Diageo's distilleries. Sometimes the whiskey shops will have them, but very little, because they're only buying them from distilleries, so you'll pay a lot more for them doing that. But they're not in open market. They're pretty unusual, but they're not collector species. They're just unusual whiskies to drink, and they're reputable brands as such because of the fillers for all the
absolutely.
The
Again, a good reason why you invest in your small amount of money on a Friday night, you know. And remember, with it being the distiller's dram, that if you purchase it for next week, you will actually have this in the pack for next week's whiskies. So it's a sort of week behind for the distiller's dram. It's not much more, and of course, remember it's a 50ml that you're getting. And to just take on to that is, if you could please order your stuff as soon as you can, please, folks, this week, so we can get ahead of the game. And if you need to buy more in, we can get them, because we don't want to let you down. It's the key thing. Got a lot of good positive momentum, you know.
Good.
So excellent. Right, TP, anything else that you've got to say?
I think that's us. Look forward to next week. I can't remember. Oh, I do. You want to know the drums for next week?
Oh, please do.
It's Glengarry,
that's
12-year-old,
one of my
from Old
favourites.
Ben Rinnes.
Which is a cracker.
I can't remember the third one.
Port Charlotte.
It's Bruichladdie's Port Charlotte.
That's it.
It's not the very expensive Port
Charlotte.
It's
not that one.
Bottle. It's Bruichladdie's Port Charlotte. Thanks for bailing me out there,
yes,
I can't see them, so that's what that is. So some interesting stuff next week as well. Glengarry. It's an old Meldrum up at Aberdeenshire, just inside Inverrooy.
I've been to it.
Yeah, it's a nice.
I've got a few facts about that, but we'll keep that for next week.
I've been up there, stayed at Old Meldrum House, so yeah, it's some great whiskies as well next week. So Look forward to that.
That's it. So, guys, thanks for your time. Have a great Father's Day if you're catching up on this, folks. We really appreciate your support. Like us, share us, try and get a few more people on, and enjoy the evening with us. And what we're going to say, Neil? Slange.